Into the 85 kilo Clubman class, Jamie Bird left Wilton Mill with a 19-point championship lead over Stuart Martin, while Dan Hoy had returned to action after missing Clay Pigeon. He looked rusty in final one, but he took second in final two, behind Wilton Mill specialist and eventual double winner, John Pethick. Dan moved back into the top 10 and crucially 35 points ahead of Stephen Jennings, as the leader of the drivers already carrying a couple of drop scores. By the time we leave round 9 back at Wilton Mill, we should see Hoy and perhaps Jennings back at the top of the table. But I'm getting ahead of myself. After the qualifying heats here at Buckmore Park, it's Alex Ring in pole position for final one, with Jamie Bird trying to extend his championship lead over Martin from the front row. Heat 1 winner Mike Bodner starts on grid 3, Alex Withington outside on grid 4. Pethick and Hoy start on row 3, Jonathan Elliott and Stuart Martin on row 4. Stephen Jennings and James Child make up the top 10. James Pargeter makes his Heavy Clubman Championship debut from grid 21 on a 23-car grid. So rolling up in the warm Sunday afternoon sunshine. Red lights are on, we're waiting for green. Alex Ring controls the pace, Jamie Bird in the white on the outside. He's missed the whole shot. Bodner pushes Ring over the start line and through to second place he goes, and John Pethick is through to third. A poor start from Jamie Bird, and he's got Johnny Elliott coming down the inside into hairpin 1. We ride on board with Oliver Knights to show you just how busy it is in the midfield. He started on grid 20. Everybody's piling into hairpin 1. The squeeze is on the exit. Nigel Proctor rode up over the side of Stuart Kirk there, and Oliver Knights has blagged himself a few positions. Down at paddock, Stephen Jennings with the red lid trying to close in on Stuart Martin, covering off James Child into Garda. Has a look down the inside of Martin, but it's not a serious overtaking manoeuvre. Alex Ring leads Mike Bodner, John Pethick, Jamie Bird gap then to Johnny Elliott, under pressure now from Stuart Martin. So Bird kept fourth place. Elliott losing out to Stuart Martin into hairpin 1. That was fairly easy. Oliver Knights goes down the inside of Martin Gurnett. He picks up 16th place. Oh, side by side, Bodner and Ring in the S's, and now a chance for Pethick, but it's very narrow through Sime Sweet. Bodner all over the road here. Down into paddock, and Jamie Bird closes in, and we have a four-way dice for the lead. And I think Johnny Elliott's got some kind of problem. Down the inside goes Stephen Jennings, easy as you like into Garda. James Child and Miles Sharman are the next men up, looking for a way past Johnny Elliott. On to lap 3, and Pethick is forced to defend Jamie Bird into turn 1. Bird looking for a way by. Pethick goes narrow, all crossed up on the brakes. We've seen that a few times today already. Oliver Knights trying to find a way past Dan Hoy. And we're on board here. I think we're riding with Chris Brown. That's Miles Sharman ahead of it, yes, and we just pushed past James Child. So Child's lost a couple of spots down at the bottom of the top 10. Aidan Ball makes an appearance. Tom Foy, we welcome back to Club 100 action here at Buckmore Park. He's on the right there with a red lid. Dan Hoy piles in on Alex Withington, pushing Aidan Ball out wide, and Oliver Knights, I think, is going to pick up another spot. And now he's trying to get on the bumper of Alex Withington to squeeze past Dan Hoy, but can't get it done. We move on to lap 4. And Alex Ring still defending against Mike Bodner. Bodner's given the inside of hairpin 1 to John Pethick. Oh, and Oliver Knights is trying to force a manoeuvre on Martin Gurnett that will not stand. Oh, but Gurnett runs off wide off hairpin 2 and gives it away cheaply. So Oliver Knights moves up to 15th place. Chris Brown has caught up with Johnny Elliott and goes straight down the inside into paddock, and here comes John Pethick on Mike Bodner. I think he's got it done. Brown trying to hold off Elliott and also having to hold off James Child, and it's been a poor opening to this final for Johnny Elliott. Having started so well, he's been going backwards. Oh, and Bodner wobbles off turn 1 and loses out to Stuart Martin. Oh, and Jamie Bird once again almost loses it on the turn in to hairpin 1. Out of hairpin 2, trying to pick the revs up. Bodner bouncing in the seat, trying to get the momentum going, but it's Ring, Pethick, Martin now in third place, Bodner, Jamie Bird, then back to the main field. On board with Alex Withington in 13th place through Sime Sweep. Tom Foy looking for a way past Miles Sharman can't get it done. Oliver Knights, though, uses the opportunity to try and put a move in on Dan Hoy. Hoy on the wide line into Garda. Going to lose a place. Got to hold off Martin Gurnett now. And he's just about done it. Back towards the front, and we're on board with Bird as Stuart Martin's gone through to second place. And Barney Langley now moves ahead of Jonathan Elliott. Down a hairpin one. It's getting very busy here in the heavy Clubman class. So let's take a breath. Alex Ring continues to lead. Oliver Knight still trying to make progress. Can't get past Alex Withington this time. Those passes are getting tougher to make as he moves through the field. Tom Foy can't find a way past Miles Sharman, and that keeps inviting in Alex Withington. And of course, Oliver Knight. Oh, and Dan Hoy's trying to do the pair of them. Oh, and Martin Gurnett's in there as well. Frantic stuff here in heavy Clubman. Up to Cafe Curb, they're rubbing side pods, side by side through the corner. And Alex Withington has come out on top. Admittedly, Dan Hoy's gone past him, but he leads this group with Martin Gurnett and Oliver Knight's fighting hard behind him. Gerard Moore wades in with Mark Burrell, Aidan Ball. Ball having a very quiet final. He was right up the front back in February in the darkness. Not today, would appear. Struggling to find a way past Martin Gurnett and stay ahead of Stuart Kirk. Down at Paddock, tipping in. Trying to nail that apex, drop into the hole on the inside. Get a run over to Garda. John Pethick looking for the lead. That's Alex Ring ahead of us. Into turn one. Can't close to make the pass. Here comes Barney Langley. Looking to the inside of James Child, and he's got it done. I think he's recovering a position there. Whoa, Oliver Knights from a long way back. That looked barely legal. Riding with John Pethick through the S's. Ring ahead, sweeping downhill through Symes Sweep. Oh, very bright sunshine might make picking out some of the apexes quite difficult with the shadows. Not something you worry about in February, I have to tell you. Being blinded by a low sun is more of a problem, assuming you get that in February. Over the start line to start lap 9, and it's still Alex Ring leading from John Pethick and Stuart Martin, and Martin's looking for second place. Pethick now forced to go on the defensive. Now, will this give Alex Ring breathing space and a chance to pull clear? Pethick very narrow in a hairpin too. He'd be slow out of that corner and all the way down to Paddock. Jonathan Elliott's rearguard action continues. Miles Sharma now shooting for the spot. Dan Hoy looks to the inside in the S's. Eases Miles out of the way. Well, that was legal. Down through Symes Sweep. Into Pullman's. Martin Gurnett closing to the bumper of Alex Withington. Aidan Ball jumps in and on. Mark Burrell takes the spot, and I think Stuart Kirk was going to get through there as well. We're back with Ollie Knights. You're looking at Gurnett and Withington running out wide. Knights has got one into Cafe Curve. And Dan Hoy is lining up Johnny Elliott. Elliott is currently running in 11th place. So Hoy desperate to get in the top 10. Down the inside and through, clean as you like, that's a good move. Sharman now looking to the inside of Elliott, into hairpin 2, can't get it done. And they're all queuing up behind. Oh, there's more contact going on there. Angus both pushing through. I think that's on Nigel Proctor. Chris Brown has caught up finally with Jamie Bird. Takes the spot and he moves into 6th place. So Bird has lost ground to the leaders. I can hear swearing going on in Ollie Knight's crash helmet. Well, live by the sword, die by the sword, and Gerard Moore is wielding it in Cafe Curve. We're back on the bumper of Miles Sharman with Alex Withington fighting over 13th place. Looking to the inside of Moore, leaning in and on. Knight's looking for a way by. That's a fight for 16th place. So it looks as though Ollie Knight's progress is stalled. Miles Sharman is still holding off Alex Withington. Battle for the lead. Pethick looks to the inside, and it's a 3-way battle with Stuart Martin. Pethick's taking his shot. He'll be slow up the hill here. Is this a chance for Martin? Into turn 1, right on his bumper. Martin Gurnett pushing Alex Withington through Garda. Hayden Ball still trying to make some kind of progress. He's got Ollie Knights and Mark Burrell behind him. Over the line they come. Miles Sharman in 13th place, leading like a 10-car train. Ball looks to the inside of Moore. Will this be a late hard move from Ollie Knights? Jumping in. Moore's gone past Martin Gurnett. 1, 2, 3 wide. Mark Burrell was looking for racing room and he's got through on Knights. Knights making no progress, having made quite a bit from his grid 20 start spot. Whoa. Jumping in there. Stephen Jennings on Mike Bodden, now trying to run around the outside. Knights pushing past Mark Burrell. Well, it's all over the place. It's a war zone out there at Buckmore Park. Oh, we got cameras on most of it. Miles Sharman takes a run over the gear block and Stephen Jennings moves through. Stephen Jennings moves up to 4th place ahead of Mike Bodner. Stuart Martin's got the jump on John Pethick. He was looking the wrong way. Stuart Martin up to 2nd, Pethick down to 3rd, and Alex Ring now probably released. As we're on the final lap, this final has flown by with all the action we've managed to capture. Stuart Martin defending down into paddock, be slow off this corner. John Pethick's got one chance inside a Garter, it's not on. He's trying to push Stuart Martin in deep, but I think he's got it covered. It's going to be a first win in Club 100 and Heavy Clubman for Alex Ring. Stuart Martin reduces Bird's championship lead to 10 points. And another podium for John Pethick.
Top three follows in 3rd place. That went to driver number 25, John Pethick. Lovely. And our runner-up from grid 8 to finish runner-up, driver number 4, Stuart Martin. But to our race winner, starting pole, congratulations, his first win. He's grinning from ear to ear. Driver 32, Alex Ring. Well done, well done. That's your final number 1.
Stephen Jennings will be looking to pull more points back on championship rival Dan Hoy after trimming 7 out of his 34-point deficit in final 1. He starts in pole position. Stuart Martin will hope to go one better in final 2 from the front row. John Pethick has designs on yet more silverware with former championship leader Barney Langley on row 2. Final 1 winner Alex Ring and Chris Brown start on row 3. Gerard Moore and Angus both well up on row 4. Mark Burrell and Jamie Bird round out the top 10 on what is once again a 23-kart field for final 2. So Stephen Jennings with the red lid controlling the pace. Stuart Martin has got the poison pill of grid 2. Can he get on his bumper, or will John Pethick push through to 2nd place from the 2nd row? Stuart Martin's got inside and on his bumper. Oh, and Jamie Bird's had heavy contact with Tom Foy. That's collected Stuart Kirk. Oliver Knight once again trying to make progress from the back of the field. He's a little bit further forward this time, but he's on the wrong side for hairpin 2 and losing out to Mike Bodner. Mark Burrell ahead of us, Chris Brown side by side. They're squeezing the S's. Much more genteel up front. That's why you need to qualify well. You get on with your racing as soon as you can. Whoa, Oliver Knight's all crossed up, forcing a pass on Mark Burrell. Over to Garda. Everybody's still got their elbows out at the back of the field. Stephen Jennings is coming through with the lead. It's a 1/10 of a second. A yellow flag out at start finish for the recovering Jamie Bird and Mark Burrell. So it's Jennings, Martin, Pethick, Ring, 4 away at the front already. Barney Langley in 5th place. Gerard Moore in 6th, Chris Brown in 7th. Ollie Knights 8th across the line. Mark Burrell and Dan Hoy rounds out the top 10. Here we go, this is outside the top 10. Johnny Elliott puts a pass on Mike Bodner for 11th. Angus both now trying to find a way by. We're riding with Alex Withington momentarily down at paddock. And Stephen Jennings has got pressure mounting here from Stuart Martin. Slow out of centre. I think Martin's going to be by at this rate. Jennings just doesn't have the pace up the hill. I think there's a penalty board going out in the background. Too difficult to guess who that's for. Stuart Martin looking to the inside down a hairpin 1. Drops back in line. John Pethick on his bumper. He's got to be careful of Alex Ring. He took a look over there and rings down the inside. Well, that was rather easy. More action further back. Into hairpin 2. James Pargeter trying to get past Martin Gurnett. Nigel Proctor at the back of the field this is. Losing out to Tom Foy. Sweeping down to Paddock. Out of the corner. Tom Foy trying to make progress. Looking to the inside of Pargeter. And that move is done. You saw Pargeter run over the curb on the exit of Paddock. Oh, he's come back on through the gear block. Nearly putting Tom Foy in the tyres. Oliver Knight's been moved out of the way. I believe that's Mark Burrell. Yes, it is. So Burrell moves through, as does Dan Hoy. Fooled me with a change of race suit there. Jared Moore moving ahead of Chris Brown, or taking the position back to 6th place for Jared Moore. Sweeping downhill through Sam Sweep, and Stephen Jennings is holding on. Stuart Martin, Alex Ring, John Pethick. Oh, everybody diving in to put a move in there at Paddock. Johnny Elliott moving ahead of Oliver Knights. Coming through, so Jennings leads from Stuart Martin. Johnny Elliott has moved up and through to 10th place. On board with Chris Brown. Moore's ahead of Langley. Jennings is holding off Martin. Ring, Pethick, down the inside of Johnny Elliott. Goes Ollie Knights. Oh, it's all kicking off. Pethick has thrown one down the inside of Martin, and it's failed, and it's cost him a spot to Alex Ring. Charging downhill through Sam Sweep. Faster than you can say it. And that's inviting in Jared Moore, who's closing in behind, and there's another four-way dice in the midfield. Aidan Ball heading a group that includes Miles Sharman, James Child and Martin Gurnett. This is the fight for 16th place. Forceful driving from Gurnett, pushing James Child out wide. On to lap 6. And it's still Jennings, Martin, Ring, Jonathan Pethick. And who's that to the outside there? That's Dan Hoy. Dan Hoy moves into 8th place. So a 5-way dice for the lead. Johnny Elliott once again down the inside of Oliver Knights for 10th. And it's getting a little bit frantic, a little bit fractious. Somebody's going to end up in the tyres. It's just got that feeling about it. So Ring trying to find a way back past Moore to the inside at Garda. Moore turns in. There's contact, and this is a chance for Langley and a chance for Mark Burrell. Oh, 3 wide. Out of centre, 2 wide through Cafe Curve. Somebody needs to get the warning boards out, or someone's going into the tyres. A lot of hand gestures. Dan Hoy making progress. A shot from behind for Chris Brown from Mark Burrell, but was he pushed? Oh, that's a sloppy overtaking attempt there from Stuart Martin. And he's lost all his momentum. That could prove costly. Chris Brown, Mark Burrell. Johnny Elliott is once again behind Oliver Knights. Here comes Knights down the inside of Chris Brown. Where's Elliott trying to put that move in as well? He's now being pushed along by Alex Withington. And we come round to start lap 8. Stephen Jennings' lead is now a second, and now there's a contact warning board out at start finish. Jared Moore trying to find a way past Stuart Martin, trying to get on the podium. Alex Ring has got to run down into hairpin 1 because of it. So Moore shoots and misses and loses a spot. Oh, trying to get it back in hairpin 2. They'll both be slow off the corner. Here comes Dan Hoy, looking to the outside of Moore for the inside of the second S, and he's through. And here comes Langley. Oh, the squeeze into Sam Sweet. Not sure I'd want to go side by side with Jared Moore in there. Oh, that's a heavy move from Chris Brown and Ollie Knights. I suspect I'll be bleeping his helmet camera. Johnny Elliott rubbing side pods with Ollie Knights. I hope they're good friends. And he's suggesting he get on with it. They're both losing ground, and the contact board is out again. Angus both closing in on Aidan Ball. Now Oliver Knights losing out to Alex Withington. Aidan Ball jumping in, both feet together. Angus both might just be better off following behind in 14th place rather than getting involved. Sunday driving. Sometimes I'm glad I don't do it anymore. Oh, Aidan Ball inside of Alex Withington, pushing me out wide, and here's a chance for Knights, who's going to have both spots. Sticks his nose in and through. So we're coming round to start lap 10 of 13. Stephen Jennings' lead is now down to half a second ahead of John Pethick. Stuart Martin Ring is still in 4th place. Aidan Ball has just gone past Oliver Knights for 11th. Oh, and he's coming straight back at him. I think the gloves are off. It's ready to rumble time at the back of the field. Knight has pulled the pin out of his hand grenade and is tossing it around. Back up front, look, it's positively calm and serene. John Pethick is trying to close down on Stephen Jennings. Johnny Elliott dives to the inside of Chris Brown. He wants 9th place. Can't get it though. So it's Jennings, Pethick, Martin, Ring. And Pethick's looking over his shoulder. Something's coming, you can feel it. It's Stuart Martin. Jennings on the defensive in the closing stages. It'll all concertina back up. He's run out wide. He's got the inside for hairpin too. And that's worked for Stuart Martin and Alex Ring. Has Ring got the momentum in the S's? He hasn't. Pethick stays in 3rd. Downhill they come. Sime sweep. Good line from Jennings. Nobody can pass into Paddock at this pace. Oh, it was a sloppy exit over the exit curb. Not the best line through Garda. It's good, but it's not fast. Into Cafe Curb, Stuart Martin's looking for a way by. Will he get a push from John Pethick? Look at how narrow Jennings is going into turn 1. Martin looking for a mistake now. Jennings getting narrower and narrower. It's coming, you can feel it. Ring's got the inside on John Pethick. He's through to 3rd place. Aidan Ball's trying to get away from Johnny Elliott. Chris Brown will give him a hand. So Aidan Ball up to about 10th, I think. Difficult to keep track of everything. And we're a lap and a half from the finish, indeed less. And here comes Stuart Martin to the inside for the lead. And he's through. Whoa, and pushed wide by Alex Ring. And where's Dan Hoy come from? Dan Hoy is suddenly in 2nd place and Jennings is down to 6th. On to the final lap then. The top 6 covered by 0.7 of a second. Dan Hoy to the outside. He's going to try the undercut on the exit. Can he get inside for hairpin 1? He's coming from a long way back. He's pushed them both wide and Alex Ring's got the lead. John Pethick up to 2nd. Hoy slots into 3rd. There's more contact. Pushing Pethick out wide. He's not happy with that. No one's happy with Stuart Martin, although I think he was pushed by Gerard Moore, who's gone by. Sweeping downhill, and Alex Ring is heading for victory. Dan Hoy needs to get out of Paddock cleanly to hold 2nd into Garda. He's covered to the inside. This final is just about over. Gerard Moore is going to finish in 4th place. It's flat out from here. It's been a tremendous final. It's another double winner, and this double winner is Alex Ring ahead of Dan Hoy and John Pethick.
The 2 laps off 3 then. He's running on the podium already. He's coming up to pick up a 3rd place trophy. Well done, driver 25, John Pethick. And to our runner-up then, an outstanding drive from grid 18 to finish 2nd in Clubman Heavy Sprint, final number 2. Congratulations. Driver 29, Dan Hoy. He started on grid 5 and came through and took the race win on the last lap, basically. And yeah, it's a double win. Well done indeed. Double winner. Driver 32, Alex Ring. And a fastest lap for Alex as well, 46.56. All done? Wonderful. Well, there you go, your top 3 Clubmans for final number 2.